I am very interested in all of these ex-Nickelodeon, ex-Disney stars. Like Drake Bell, like all of the people on Drake and Josh, Miranda Cosgrove, you know, Josh Peck. All these people that had really, really hard lives whenever they were child actors. And one that I haven't really talked about much, but I have talked about and made a couple videos about. Alexa Nichols, is that her name? She was the, basically the dumb, attractive girl from Zoey 101. And she is fighting the good fight against fake news journalists. Let's go. Tell us about it, Legal Mindset. Yeah.
Alexa Nikolas lawsuit against Kat Tenbarge may actually
Nicholas, not
end
Nichols.
this fake news journalist and may put all the rest of these fake news journalists in fear. This is an
I know where I got Nichols from, because Josh Nichols. That's where I got Nichols from, because that was Josh Peck's name in Drake and Josh.
absolute kill shot if it lands on Kat Tenbarge. Of course, this Legal Mindset where teach you to be your own judge.
Never heard
I'm
of her.
Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is a fast facts version of the latest and greatest in the legal news. If you like the fast facts, make sure to smash the like button and leave a comment below.
Oh, I will.
So some of you may
that.
not know about who these parties are and who these people are, but yet this is one of the most important lawsuits that I've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah.
It is such
It's a good one.
a kill shot, a headshot for what is and what has constituted fake news, because many of us have seen internet journalism and we've seen the standards of internet journalism.
It's so bad. It's so bad, man.
Which is essentially, hey, if something was retweeted by somebody I agree with or have an alignment with or have some sort of, you know, bias towards, whether that's ideological, political, personal, etc.
Like, if you listen to these journalists, you're absolutely brain dead. There's nothing that can be done for you. I'm sorry.
Etc. I'm going to just agree with that and call it news and slap my stamp of approval, my imprimatur on that. And hey, crank it out. And it's journalism because I call myself a journalist. Well, these days are numbered and we may actually see a return to journalistic ethics. God forbid, journalistic ethics where people actually check stories and check facts.
No!
If this thing actually lands.
That's gonna cost so many people so much money, because if you report real stories, actual stories, they don't generate as much clicks.
And so let's get into this and let's explain this lawsuit for you guys. Of course, if you want the full breakdown when I go through the complaint, you can check out my live version. This is just the brief version of the lawsuit. So who are the parties? You may not know Alexa Nikolas here.
Yep.
I remember her from The Walking Dead. Some of you may know her from Nickelodeon.
Zoey 101.
However, she is a famous person. She's a celebrity, you might say. And of course, whenever there's a celebrity, there are those.
And I'm pretty sure she has a podcast where she shits all over Nickelodeon and Disney.
Those that seek to take them down, those that seek to mock them, follow them. As we all know, there's a huge market for going after celebrities. Everyone wants to dig up dirt on celebrities and try to find something bad about them, try to drag them down.
It's that TMZ culture.
Try to hate on them, particularly if they're successful, helpful, and there's somebody perhaps that you disagree with or have some sort of dirt that you're trying to dig up on them. And of course, a professional dirt digger is Kat Tenbarge. Now, Kat Tenbarge, I remember Kat from back during the Depp versus Heard days. I got a nice tweet here back from those days with that umbrella guy, Tug, who's one of those folks, along with myself, that were covering the Depp versus Heard case. It's one of the big places that I came on the spot. And I remember this very, very clearly, where Kat, along with several others, were diehard Amber Heard stans, could not take any criticism of Amber Heard. They called it all misogyny. They called everything misogynistic, etc. And they basically used that case, that defamation case, using Johnny Depp's gender as a shield from any legitimate criticism or any sort of critique of the fact that they were not being impartial. They were, in fact, quite biased towards Ms. Heard. And in this case, because the plaintiff is not somebody that is Johnny Depp, it's a woman, right? They can't use the misogyny. This is a misogynistic case card. No. And there's no politics involved in this. So what happened here? What was the facts? Well, in this case, Kat Tenbarge is accusing Alexa, Miss Nikolas, of sending out sealed court documents related to a underage person. We'll say that. We're going to get into the facts.
I'm going to take a guess and say that she didn't. She didn't do that.
Facts as we read through the case. But let's just point out here that sealed documents, the word sealed means they are confidential, they're for the court, they're not supposed to be circulated out there, and they're accusing Alexa, she was accusing Alexa of leaking these documents. And you can see this here where she says, all this proves is that you, speaking of Miss Nikolas, have been sending around sealed documents from Drake Bell's court case unprompted. As the text from you shows, I did not want them and you insisted. So trying to say
all in an effort to undermine his underage victim's testimony. It's that one girl, that teenage girl again. That we're going back to that, even though all of that was complete bull.
That Nikolas was,
dude, I covered it extensively, and it stinks to high heaven.
Spreading these, maliciously, and was trying to get this information out, this secret information out there, all in an effort to undermine his underage victim's testimony that you previously defended. So trying to say that, hey, you're trying to target a victim. Really, really vile stuff. And she continued by saying, hey, doesn't this doc involve minors? Are they redacted? Very curious to know because it's a big no-no. And then Kat 10 Barge doubling down saying, yes, they do. And nothing was redacted. Well,
I don't think it works like that.
Ms. Nikolas has her side of the story. Alexa Nikolas has her side of the story, saying Kat lied to everyone and defamed me with malicious intent. Very important because remember, as we went over yesterday, New York Times versus...
Oh, so they are redacted. I don't even think that they had to be redacted if it was like a very public case like that. Like people knew who the chick was. They knew her name. So like people figured it out. I thought it was public.
Sullivan, they're both public figures. It needs to be malicious intent, right? These documents were shared privately to her via a G drive when questioned by her, and they were not sealed. That's a massive
How about that?
I sent them to show her that they were not sealed. They are public redacted records available here at clevelandohio.gov.qa.us. Here they are. So
how dare you send me a link to sealed documents? You sent me the sealed documents and then you send me a link to the sealed documents? Are you crazy? This person's actually brain dead. Not Alexa, the other chick.
Showing their public records, not sealed at all, right? And shared with her, and they were also redacted, right? So complete lies from Kat 10 Barge according to this. And the karma, the absolute karma, is this statement that Kat said in a unrelated tweet. She tweeted out this another time. But if you worked for a reputable news outlet and tweeted something blatantly false, impossibly false, you get disciplined, if not fired. Who is disciplining these bloggers? The legal system hasn't caught up to them, and they're causing real harm.
What kind of complete bullshit world are you living in? If you worked for a reputable news outlet and tweeted something blatantly false, you'd get disciplined? No, you don't, because it happens all the time. Like CNN outright lied yesterday. Brian Stelter outright lied. Is he part of CNN? It was Brian Stelter. And he was talking about that chick that got the really bad thing happened to her neck on a train. Everybody knows about that situation. And Brian Stelter lied about that. Reputable news source.
It is so karmic because she is the blogger she is complaining about. She is the one with no accountability, who's on her own little platform, doing whatever she wants, saying things that are blatantly false, not researching them at all. And as a result, what do we have? We have a defamation case. Miss Nikolas is suing Ms. 10 Barge. And
dude, let's keep it going with these defamation cases. So all these that are making up bull to the world to try and get the world against these people like Alexa Nikolas and people like her, all these people, they're cooked, man. They're cooked.
Whenever I see a case like this where something is so blatantly, it's easy to find out. Once again, records are either sealed or they're not.
These journalists, they're not smart people. And it doesn't take much to become a journalist. All you got to do is just write some stuff. And if it's interesting to somebody, then it's good enough. And that sucks, man. That really does.
It's a yes or no. There's no ambiguity about this. There's no really, hey, they were kind of sealed, sort of sealed. No, were they sealed or not? You're doubling, tripling, quadrupling, 10xing down. We're going to see all the comments. In fact, we're going to see some of the comments. There's so many of them. It's a prime case for defamation. It ruins her reputation. It paints Miss Nikolas as someone who's bullying an underage victim, when in fact, if you look at the record, she in fact is one that supports victims. She's one that in fact is very much in support of victims and people that are in need.
Yeah, it's just too bad that it all seems like maybe she's got some information that I don't know about, but it all seems like bullshit. And I looked into this case very extensively. I'm talking about the Drake Bell and that teenage girl, and it just seems like.
So this is absolutely the worst possible plaintiff to screw around with. And as I've said in many other cases, these people like Kat Tambarge and others that defame people openly are going to eventually defame the wrong person. They're eventually going to defame a plaintiff like Miss Nikolas, who has money, motive, and is not able to be dismissed as misogynistic, political, etc.
And she kind of crazy. Alexa Nikolas, she kind of crazy. She's a little unhinged. I love her.
This is something purely factual. This is something purely legal. And because of that, this is very, very damning for Ms. Tambarge. So let's read what the lawsuit's about here. The lawsuit is about a propagandist, I love that word, masquerading as a journalist. Defendant Catherine Kat Elizabeth Tambarge defamed plaintiff Alexa Nikolas. Tambarge falsely stated that Alexa publicly disclosed sealed court documents and police records to attack an underage victim claiming sexual abuse. This is vile. This is vile. Trying to paint
absolutely
Alexa
disgusting
as a person that is attacking an underage victim claiming SA. Disgusting. None of this was true. The court documents and police records were public, nor did Alexa, a well-known advocate for survivors of SA, attack the victim. Rather, Alexa reviewed court documents and police records, which brought the public narrative surrounding the claims of the underage victim into doubt. So once again, you're using public documents, right? You're using public redacted documents from the court itself. That's completely on the table. We use on our channel and many other legal channels all across the internet. In fact, not just lawyers, everybody, guys, everybody across the internet is using court records. I use court records all the time. If the court is putting that out there publicly, that's fair game. That's public record. That's the definition of public record, is a record that the court is putting out for everybody to use. So to advance this false narrative and gain false information, or rather obtain a false negative information on Alexa at all costs, Tambarge facilitated Alexa's stalker to violate the restraining order issued against him. Facilitated her stalker. Further, she relied on anonymous and other clearly biased sources to advance her narrative. As they do. Once again, they only listen to their circle. They only stay within their retweets. They only stay within what, the safety of Blue Sky, or the safety or wherever else they are, right? Their hug box, right? When Alexa provided Tambarge information demonstrating that the court documents and police records in question were public, Tambarge ignored the information. This is
you don't say.
When it's clear, when all you have to do is click a link, that is maliciousness. You should know better. You've seen the information, you've got it, you have it, you've ignored it, and you're continuing your BS narrative. The lawsuit is to hold Tambarge accountable for intention.
But I didn't see it. I didn't see the link. I didn't see anything in that link because I didn't click it. Like, holy shit, man. Like, how can you be so brain dead? Blue Sky has rotted your brain, man.
And knowingly prioritizing the dissemination of false narratives over the truth to advance her public standing. This is the quintessential defamation case. What did she say? So here's the allegations in the cause of action, right? And this is just some of the things she said. So this is what Tambarge, this, once again, this fake news journalist is saying all this proves is that you've been sending around sealed documents from the case unprompted. As a text from you shows, I did not want them, and you insisted, all in an effort to undermine the underage victim's testimony you previously defended. This was before I confirmed with the Cleveland court that these documents were not publicly available. And before I opened the files you sent me and saw they were unredacted and bore no evidence of being submitted to the court in the first place, it was very disturbing.
What?
No.
Dude, that's an outright lie. And like, holy, where did this lie even come from? Like, what is this? What is happening with this? Why did this Tambarge chick think that this was a good idea? Like, this is absolutely unhinged, crazy nonsense.
No. If you actually confirm with the court, you would find that what she said.
I'm baffled, man. I'm so confused as to why this is even happening. Like, I'm not confused as to why the defamation case is happening. That one's obvious. I don't know why this Tambarge chick said all this in the first place. And like, why was Alexa sending her the documents? I want to know that.
Sent you was not indeed sealed.
Maybe I should watch the full video. I might do that later.
You did no such thing. That would be called a FOIA request. It would take years and months to get the documents back, and they'd be heavily redacted if you ever received them at all. That's not if they're in the court records. They would, anyways. They would certainly not send hundreds of docs containing private info like you sent me. First, she said she got them in court. Then the police. So interesting. Courts and police officers famously love to give random people hundreds of documents concerning alleged child SA. It's famously very legal to tweet live stream images from those documents. Actually, if it's a court document and it is public on the court website, that would be the definition of public record. So,
public. If it's public, it's public. If it's not public, then it's not public. It's pretty easy to figure out, man. If the public can access it, it's public.
So yes, Kat Denbarsh, you are very wrong about that. Very, very wrong about that. Notably, the documents you can access through this method are not the document you sent me. They are public records, around 30 pages, containing no PI. You sent me hundreds of documents from the case itself. All my sources are survivors who went to Alexa for help and were betrayed by her. So calling her a person who betrayed SA survivors, that is disgusting. I mean, and once again, just absolutely vile to create that sort of narrative. Absolutely ridiculous.
It all just keeps piling on, man. She has got an easy slam dunk case here. Holy yeah, this tin barge chick, she's going to be getting her wages garnished.
Plus, they shouldn't even have those sealed documents. So once again, getting back to that, saying everything was sealed when clearly we're looking at a case where it looks like, based on what we see right here.
Did you see what I saw? I saw $150,000. That's a lot of money. I've never seen that much money in my life.
These documents were unsealed. So what's the prayer for relief? Plaintiff Alexa Nikolas is asking for compensatory damages that are going to be in no event less than $150K. So over $150,000. When I say consequences, this is FA meets FO, right? This is a serious one. Also, punitive damages to punish and deter Tin Barge's misconduct. Absolutely appropriate. If it's malicious, if it's willful, if it's something she could have corrected easily. And of course, Alexa's costs, attorney's fees, that's going to be hundreds of thousands, and other relief the court deems just.
Oh, boy.
This is an absolute kill shot for Kat Tin Barge in the respect that this is
$1,200,000. That's what I'm going to say. That's my guess.
Going to cut off this pipeline of, hey, we're just going to put out a narrative. We're going to push this narrative because this is what we want to push. And this has been coming for a very, very long time for not just Kat Tin Barge, but many journalists like this. And hopefully other journalists out there.
It's going to get worse. Oh, it's going to get so much worse. We're about to see all kinds of journalists being sued. I've already been catching glimpses of it, people talking about it, specifically with that Taylor Lorenz chick.
Can take this as a lesson to perhaps check things a little closer.
It's funny how they're all women. Funny how that works, right?
Before they go to push a false narrative. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next one.
Rough situation. Oh, I'm so glad it's happening. I hope it happens more and more and more, because these journalists, man. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. And I'm just ready to laugh at their failure. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications. See you in the next one.